going on, man? Welcome back to the channel. I appreciate y'all being here, man. Listen, don't forget to hit that like button, that subscribe button, hit that bell notification on time so you'll be notified every time a video drops, man. Hey, this is my brother Guery from Young in Faith. What's up, big bro? Glad to have you on the channel, man.
Yeah.
So, man, for those of y'all who don't know, this is my bro, man. He's the founder of Young in Faith, which is a youth ministry, man, and it's fire. And we're gonna get into some of his personal life story. We're gonna get into, man, how Young in Faith has impacted my life, and it's gonna be a great episode, man. So Guery, man, how are you doing today, bro?
I'm doing good.
Good.
Doing great. You know, day at a time, you know what I'm saying? But I feel good today. I'm glad that you got me on. I love what you're doing, Brother Drew, and your life has impacted me, has impacted Young in Faith, and just to see all that God's doing through your life and through the ministry, man, I'm expecting to see what more happens this year. So I'm excited to be here. I'm honored.
Yeah, man. Good stuff. Good stuff, man. Appreciate that, bro. So, yo, let's dig into your childhood, bro. What was child life for you? Like, so how old are you? Where are you from? And did you graduate high school?
Yeah, I'm 21 years old. Lived in Boynton Beach my whole life. Lived in the same household my whole life. Never really moved, you know, home to home. Went to St. Lucia's High School. Graduated from there. You know, I pretty much had, you know, single mom story. You know what I'm saying? I grew up, you know, seeing conflict in my home. I wouldn't say that my situation was so severe where, you know, there was abuse or anything like that. You know, I think my parents were there, but as far as like, they were there with, like, you know, covering the bills, making sure we have food on the table and all those things. But I would say as far as like emotional, you know, or, you know, some, you know, support in different aspects of my life, that wasn't really present. You know, I think like, you know, you'll see it a lot, especially with the, you know, I'm Haitian, so you'll see in the Haitian culture, and like some Hispanics do with it, like your parents, they do what they gotta do. They take care of what you gotta take care of the bills, that mortgage and all that. But a lot, what messes up with what's messed up a lot with the culture is that they think that, hey, if I put food on the table, I take care of what I need to take care of financially, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? So there's really not much more parenting or not much of, like, you know, leadership. And you can't really blame them sometimes. You know, I'm not saying, you know, treat everybody with that victim mentality, but, you know, a lot of them haven't had the same opportunities that we have as far as what they come from. So if they came from Haiti, they came from Mexico, whatever, that's all they see. They didn't have parents that taught them that. So now they're having that mentality where they think, oh, this is the way it's supposed to be. So you got to be, what I realized in my life is that you just got to break those generational cycles and break those generational mindsets. Where, like, okay, like if I didn't receive that from my parents, if I didn't receive the love or the you know, the ability to have certain things, I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna do different with my family. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do different with my wife, my kids. So like, that's kind of my vision, where like I take certain things, and you can't really control what happens to you or what, you know, what family you're raised in, but you get to control your perspective through it and use it as a tool to build you.
Yeah, man. Bro, that's wild, man. Cause that's what's gonna lead me into my next question, bro. Like your parents must be so proud of you for doing what you're doing. Are they?
Yeah, I would say this. My parents don't really know as much as what I do. You know what I'm saying? You know, some people would like ask me those questions when I, like, especially when I was high school, like, man, your parents should be so proud. And they had, you know, very little of much information of what I was doing, or couldn't really comprehend or understand. Even if I explained it, like, their mindsets are not there to even understand it. You know what I mean? And it's sad, you know, sometimes, because it's like, man, you have parents, I see, you know, parents that are so proud of their kids, they support them at every event, every football game, you know, everything. But for me, it wasn't really like that. So I think the places that I lacked in, where I didn't have that mother support or the father support, God always provided the right people to give me what I needed. So like, it was never really like, the Bible does describe it as, you know, you're never in lack, the Lord always provides what you need. Right? So I feel like, as much as like, man, I wanted my mom to be there or see certain things or see what I'm doing, them to understand. My dad, same thing. You know, I'll tell them some pictures, oh great, you know what I'm saying, but like, they didn't understand the value of what I was doing because they're on their own journey. They're you can't expect somebody that's not walking with God to really understand what you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
True.
God's the one that's giving you the vision. God's the one who's giving you the outline of your life, and some things are not clickable for everybody else.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm a testimony for anybody that want to see, like, man, you never had the father, you never had the mother. God's gonna give you the mother and father figure. It may be your, you know, your pastor. It may be your,
That's
you know,
right.
someone at the church. You know what I'm saying?
That's
so
right.
growing up in the church, you
Yeah.
know, in high school I had that. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So I can't really complain and really say I didn't have anything because God gave me what I needed.
Yeah.
You know? So
I know that's right, man.
Yeah.
That's fire, bro.
Yeah.
Because, you know what, bro, let me tell you something, man. I'm proud of you, bro. If you haven't heard that lately, man, but I'm so proud of you, bro. And that's part of what is so interesting about your story is knowing that the caliber of a man that you are and what you stand for and what you do, you know what I'm saying, for these kids, which we'll get into in a little bit, but like just because I know part of your story, and I want the viewers to know, and it's just like, bro, that's one thing that always stuck out with me. It's just like, you know what I'm saying, because you know, I get the, hey, you know, good job, you know, but that's kind of as far as it goes. But you know, and it's amazing how, bro, that, like you said, man, like, we're not in lack at all, man. Like, you know, and that's what I want the viewers to know and the kids to know, that, hey, man, you might not have the best support system at home, but you know what, with God and with God's people, you got an awesome support system, man. So
and can I say this too?
Yeah.
I'll say this, like, if I had used that victim mentality, that where, like, you know how there's some people where they like, man, I never had the mother, I never had the father. That's really not an excuse. You know what I'm saying? And it's because we all have trials and things are not fair in our life, and it's like, we can all say, man, I can't do this, I can't do that because I didn't have that. You know, I'm 21 years old now, I can't use that excuse.
I know that's right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, yes, if there were certain things in my family that they did, I would have been further financially, maybe had an upbringing to do more and all that. But, like, God is the one who is in control, right? And but also, like, I have some part to play. Like, I have control in my life, right? So I decided, like, I'm not gonna allow the mindset or what I came from stop me to get to where God told me to be. You know what I'm saying? So, like, for anybody, like, don't use that story of, like, man, like, my mom didn't do this, my dad didn't do that. Like, yes, we all know that, you know what I'm saying? But you have an opportunity to change your life. God wants to work in your life. God don't care about, you know, your past.
That's
you know what I'm saying? When did anybody's past ever stop God from what he wants to do?
Come on,
you know what I'm saying? God,
on,
like, that's not gonna stop nobody. So that's not gonna stop God. So we gotta really learn that God is a God of miracles. God is a God that can change stories. He can change lives.
That's
and
right.
if you truly believe that, you have faith to, he can do it. So
come on, man.
you know, so
come on, man. Yo, so high school, man. What was high school like for Guery Ulysses?
Man. Okay, so high school, I would say this is my high school story. So high school, I went to St. Lucie High School, right? You know, my freshman year, I went on the football team. You know, I played defensive tackle and all those things. I sucked. You know what I'm saying? Just to be honest, I sucked. I was, you know, I think, like, I had that mindset, my man, I'm gonna try football. You know, and I think a lot of it's like, you want to look good, you want a title, you was a football player, you know, like, if girls hear you on a football team, oh, you plays football, whatever, you look good, and all those things, it makes you feel like a man, you know what I'm saying? So there came a point where, like, I'm doing all these drills, I'm doing all this practice stuff and all these things, I'm like, you know, it came up a point like, man, is this what I want to do with my life, you know, like, is this what I want to continue to do, do I want to play football, do I want to, like, you know, play the gig? I was like, man, like, I'm just doing it just to do it. But there's no passion or drive for me to actually go further, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, you're going to have to come to a point where, like, man, you have to ask yourself, is what I'm doing matter? Is it what God's calling me to do? So that's where I came to. So, like, I actually started around the middle of that year, my freshman year, I started going to, you know, church, Christ Fellowship, and I actually started leaving practice early to go to sort of youth groups. Like, I tell my coach, like, hey, I can't go. You know, I'm gonna go to youth group, whatever. Obviously, he didn't care because it's like,
Yeah.
hey, I'm not one of your best, like, starring members or whatever. Like, I'm just, he's like, okay, cool, whatever, and it came to the point where, like, hey, I'm done. So through that time, like, I started going to youth group Wednesday night, and my life started changing. I was going through a tough time my freshman year, because I dealt with sleep paralysis. Some of you may not know, sleep paralysis is like pretty much just where your body goes on complete, shutdown mode, but you're having nightmares and your brain's active and you can't really ask for help or call for help. So, like, it's like you're awake
But it's
mentally.
like you're paralyzed, right?
Your whole body's paralyzed, but you're awake mentally. So, like,
That's
I used to
scary.
see, like, demons in my sleep,
Yeah.
and all those things. I would tell people with sleep paralysis, but honestly, what I believe it's a spiritual thing that happened in my family, because my
Yep.
family used to serve, when my grandfather did voodoo and all those things. So there's, like, generational stuff that was in my family that I started seeing in my
Yeah.
sleep. So started attacking me and all that. So I was having bad nightmares and all those things. And I remember, like, I started going to the church, and what's crazy was my cousin, a distant cousin of mine that I haven't seen for a couple of years, saw me. I was walking home from school, and some told me, like, man, I need to ask Guery, like, if he wants to go to church with me. And she was going to Christ Fellowship, Boynton Beach.
Yeah.
2 weeks before that, I was searching up on the internet, man, like, what churches are in the area. I saw different churches. I saw Christ Fellowship. I was like, I never really heard of it. I was like, whatever. And then when she called me 2 weeks later, she was like, hey, your dad gave me your number. I want to take you to church with me. I go to Christ Fellowship. I was like, that is so crazy. I was just looking on the internet about that, and I know God was like, showing me, like, hey, this is your opportunity. You know what I'm saying? So, I was going through a tough time, and God, I prayed and He answered. And I was going to another church at the time, but it wasn't really, like, best fitting me. It wasn't. I just felt like I needed a shift in my life. I wasn't growing, so I was like, I needed to move. And I'm a big believer. Like, you feel like you're not growing at a church, you feel like you're not having the support. Like, you need to make a move for yourself and not stay stagnant. Because there are great churches out there.
That's right.
So started going to church, and, like, bro, my life started continuing to change. Like, I over that first day, I mean, guys started asking, man, where are you from? What you doing, this and that. Just started loving on me, giving me the stuff, giving me the encouragement I need in my life. And it continued over the, months, where, like, it was something where, like, there was a lot of pastors, mentors that were drawn to who I was.
Yeah.
They could see something that I didn't see in myself. They saw that, man, this is a young man that's willing to learn, that's willing to grow, that's willing to come here, be present. So, like, I was at the church every single day. Whatever the event was, I was there. You know what I'm saying? So I invested the majority of my time throughout high school doing ministry, going to church, at every event, every big thing, every youth event. I was doing that, you know what I'm saying? And I even had the opportunity to, do, like, church group inside the school. So that was everyone knows me from that. And I use, my pastor was telling me, hey, there's a cool church group that's me on campus, and I want you to be a part of it. And I remember the first time I went, there was, like, 30, 40 people, meeting in the mornings, donuts, hear about the gospel and all those things. I remember the seniors transitioning out, and then he was looking for somebody else to, to help lead. He was a senior, he was going to lead. So he was like, hey, I need somebody to take over for next year. There was another person that was supposed to take over, right? And, I guess she didn't hold up to the, to what she was going to do. So I took over, and I started leading it. And there were sometimes I had 10 people show out, 25 people, 30, one person, like two people. So it's like, God taught me a lot at a young age how to be consistent.
That's right.
And even if it's for one person,
That's right.
you show up for that one person. You make a good impact on that life.
That's right.
So moving forward, I had highlights of, like, even my junior year, where I wanted to upskill. I was like, man, there's a bigger opportunity for us to reach more people at the school, right? So I started. I asked one of the administrators, like, hey, like, we're having the mornings. Kids sometimes they come late in the mornings. They come, sometimes, like, not everybody's gonna be there early in the morning in high school. Like, who's gonna come to church in the morning, like a church group, to hear about the gospel? Some people don't care about that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm like, all right, if I want to reach more people, I have to make it, really, like, flexible for them to come and hear the word. So, like, I was like, hey, can we move it to lunches, And she told me no, and I was like, okay, like, I'm gonna continue to ask someone else that's in charge. I asked the principal, she told me no, And then I remember like there were just excuses and all that, and you know, sometimes like when you want to do something, there's always opposition.
Absolutely.
So that's where like for me, I was like, man, I know God put in my heart to go, you know, do it during lunches because you know that's where my mindset was. So even if I got the no, I'm very stubborn enough to be like, nah, I need to go.
No,
like,
that's right.
No, we not.
Yeah, man.
I'm not taking no for answers. So
man.
so the first thing that they said is like, hey, like it's not fair to other clubs or all that, you know, other clubs at the school to meet and you get to, you know, well, so pretty much the deal was, if any club wanted to meet, they had to meet before school started or after school. And I was like, hey, I want to meet during lunches. They're like, no, that's not fair. So what I did was I got a petition signed from all the clubs in the school. I was like, hey, can you give me permission to meet during lunches? And I got it signed from every club at the school. And they were like, and I shared my heart. I was like, look, I'm trying to create a place on campus where y'all can come in, y'all can overcome different things you're battling with. You can overcome different things that you're dealing with, and I wanted to create that place, and they were all for it. You know, what's crazy was there was people that even believe in what I believe in, but they believed in my heart.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, that's the beautiful thing behind
fine,
it. Like they didn't know about God and all those things, but they care about my attention behind it.
Yeah.
Like, what's your attention? Like, if you're trying to like serve me or help the school out, okay, bet I'm on that. You know, so that's how it was. So when I got that petition signed, the principal's like, all right, listen, you got once a month. I was like, that's all I need.
Yes, sir.
Once a month, I'll do it. So like, we launched during lunches. We had over 100 people show out in the auditorium. You know, I had my youth pastor bring pizzas and all those things, whatever. And like, there was challenges in that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, I look at those stories that happened in there. I mean, I had seniors coming up to listen to me, people that had a status.
Yeah.
You know, in high school, all the followers, the likes, and all that come in there crying. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with so much stuff. You think those people are cool, but really they got brokenness inside. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I was that kid that like that weird Jesus kid. You know what I'm saying? But then I became, what's the word? I became important to them.
Yeah.
Because they saw something in me that they needed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes people will joke on you. They will make fun of you about your beliefs and all that. But then it's gonna come a time where like, dang, what he was really saying and what he was really preaching about, I actually need.
I know that's right.
You know what I'm saying? So like, through that process, it's like, okay, do you want to be popular, or do you want to be relevant?
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Come on, man. I don't care for popularity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like, that's one thing God tests me in. Do you care for popularity? Because it's just not popular.
Yeah. I know that's right.
Like doing stuff like this is not popular, but it's relevant because they need it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So. My junior year, that's when people are looking at me like, yo, like, you know, like Guery he's that dude, you know what I'm saying? And it came to the point where also like people saw me as that person they could tell anything to.
Yeah.
Right? So like, I don't know, I always question it, and now I understand like when people are always coming to tell me like their darkest secrets out of nowhere, like, yo, Guery, I'm going through this, or they'll DM me. I have DMs back from high school that they DM me with different things they're dealing with, or their relationships, or their family, and all this stuff, whatever. And what God has given me is the spirit to connect with a lot of people. So like, even if you don't even know me like that, there's just a safe place inside me that you can come to.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm a safe place for a lot of people to come tell me their deep and dark secrets. Now, like, what allowed me to continue to push through, to continue to, you know, be present, continue to be faithful, to be, you know, on God's, you know, path, was, you know, hearing the brokenness that everybody's dealing with, and being a problem solver to it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm a big believer. Sometimes what motivates people to do ministry or encourages them is having your heart break for something, right? If your heart breaks for something, you're willing to do whatever it takes to fix it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's not always going to be like, man, like the, you know, good things and all that. It's just like, man, like what breaks your heart? You know what I'm saying? Because there can be something that breaks your heart spiritually. They're like, okay, I want to make a change in that. So God always put me, man, like, these kids are not coming to your church. Yeah. As much as I invite them, as much as I post on social media, like, they're going to come to your school, though. Yeah. They're going to come here at the school, because that's their natural space, you know what I'm saying? But God has taught me a lot of how to be consistent, how to persevere, how to, you know, close off the doors that need to be closed off.
Yeah.
You know, because think about it, there was opportunity for me to go do wrong.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And even if I wanted to do wrong, He would not let me go.
Right. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Even if I wanted to go talk with that person, talk with that girl, be that part, I was like, nope.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, like cause it's real. Like you, in high school, you want to be a part of the crowd. You want to, you know, do what everybody else is doing because you want to feel accepted. You want to feel like you're not missing out. And God always reminded me, like, you're not missing out. I'm doing something in you that's generational.
Right. That's right.
Okay? So, like, I'm doing something in you that nobody else can see, but I'm you know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
You focus on what I got you on.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And
that's right.
And it's gonna change the world. You know what I'm saying? So, like,
yeah.
that's my story through high school. Like, I look back and I'm grateful for the opportunities to do ministry, because there's people that I know Jesus through me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just glad to be a part of God's team, you know? So.
I know that's right. Right, man. Good stuff. All right, so how we met, bro?
Yeah.
So we had met at my son's school, and first of all, what were you doing at Trade Winds that day anyway?
Yeah, so the organization I used to work for, so pretty much in high school, what I did, it was a nonprofit organization called First Priority, and I worked for them.
Yeah.
And right after high school, so I was pretty much managing like all the schools in the area.
Yeah.
And I was at Trade Winds because I was at a parent night, and I was launching the First Priority Club church group on campus, and they told me, hey, to come out to family night. And I had, you know, Bibles on the table, trying to get kids involved, having them to kind of sign up and everything like that.
Yeah.
And you know, that's when I bump into you. You know, you're walking through like, yo, who's?
No, I'm telling you, it was incredible, man. I'm like, we're there to meet my son's teacher, and I see this young man got a table full of Bibles. So like, man, I beeline it, and I'm like, bro, like, what's up with this, bro? Mm-hmm. And then, man, like, he filled me in on, you know, what he's doing, what his heart is, and it was just like, bro, like, how can I get involved, man? And so, like, and you know, we exchanged information, and then, you know, a few months went by, and we linked up, and, you know, started working ever since, man. And it's been great working with Young in Faith. And so, your dream, your vision, your goal for Young in Faith, bro. I want the viewers to know, what was your dream and vision and goal for Young in Faith, because that's what captivated my attention.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
Yeah, when I started Young in Faith, it was my senior year, and I wanted to start something that would change lives, to reach the next generation. So my goal was to create a platform where we can have raw conversations about different things that this generation deals with. And if I can bring on influencers on there, guest speakers on there, people that have a voice, my goal was to create content for them to listen to on social media, where they could be like, man, I needed to hear that, you know what I mean? Because everyone needs something to listen to. Right. And obviously you guys know in this generation where it's crazy, you know, there's a lot of things you can listen to. And for me to create something where it's like, man, like, I connect with that, but also like I can take away from it and I can apply it. That was my heart behind it, you know. And I think God over the years has given me, he has given me a seed, and I had my job to plant the seed and water it, grow it out. And over the years, I have seen, okay, we can do this, we can do that. Young in Faith can be this. So one time I did a short film, you know, and I you know, our friend raised money to do a short film about a young girl that was in a toxic relationship in high school, and pretty much she, you know, continuously, you know, gave her all in a relationship. She poured into her identity, she just put all her time and effort on this relationship, and the young man, you know, pretty much used her for sexual pleasure, and he released a video out to the whole school about the, you know, how you smash and all that, whatever, and it shows really how these are the things that happen in schools that nobody wants to talk about, but it happens, you know what I'm saying, with the relationships, where the toxic stuff that be going on. And at that time, it was cool to see, like, man, God gave me that vision to create something like that would speak to people at that time. So, it's been cool to build something out that's been great.
That's incredible, man. And I just want to express my gratitude for what Young in Faith has done for me in my life, bro. So, Again, man, like, you know, your heart, your drive, and being able to work alongside you, bro, and to see how you get these things done for these kids, bro, is so remarkable. And like, bro, having a 14-year-old son, getting ready to go to high school as a parent, it's nerve-wracking. But working alongside you and Young in Faith, bro, has really restored my hope for a future for our children.
Yeah.
And like I said, being able again to work alongside you, and even being able to go into these schools and see how you interact with these kids, see how you're able to pull all this together, from from the vendors of the restaurants to the kids, the principals, and just how just your heart and your drive, bro, is just so incredible to me, bro. And it's really restored my hope and faith that, you know what, there is a future out here for our children, man. And you know what, I salute Young in Faith and, you know, Brother Guery for all his hard work, because it's incredible, man. It's absolutely incredible.
To even share on that, you know how I got to that point where we're doing all this stuff now is when I started back at 15 years old at St. Lucia's High School.
Yeah.
Speaking in, you know, when there was 2 people in the room, that's where it happened. That like, it took consistency, a process to learn certain things. There were some things I had to learn. There were some things I had to persevere with, you know, because stuff like this is not easy to do. Ministry is not easy. If anybody that does ministry knows the spiritual warfare you go through, the depression that comes with it. Nobody talks about that, but there are moments in your life where when you're doing God's work, it's not always gonna look cute. You know what I'm saying? And God has taught me things in high school that now serve me. So not a lot of people can say humbly. Not a lot of people say, "Oh, a 21-year-old is doing ministry as is." Like how I'm doing it, but it's because God has given me the spirit and the anointing to do that.
That's right.
So
that's right. That's incredible, bro. So, big bro, what has been the biggest, most memorable moments for Young in Faith, bro, for you?
I would say, honestly, your episode was one of them. Because when we recorded your episode, to see that over 14 million people saw your video, I think that was amazing. We had rappers, people that didn't, you know, believe in what we believe in, you know, saw your video and get impacted by that. I thought that was really cool. That was a big stepping stone for us to really share with the world, okay, what Young in Faith really is. So I even applaud you, and I celebrate you because your voice has changed, you know, a lot of lives in the high schools, the students. You know, you never know what a video does to somebody. We're never gonna know the stories until we get to heaven of the impact that we truly made. You know, we can see the numbers, but we will never know, man, what it did to someone's life. So it's cool to see that, you know, and seeing. I'll never forget this year as we launched our youth service inside schools to see what guys doing. Me personally, I never thought I could. I didn't think I was capable of doing something like that. Because sometimes when you have a vision of something, you feel like it's crazy, you feel like it doesn't make any sense, and you're right, it doesn't make any sense. Sometimes what God calls you to do does not make any sense. You know what I'm saying? And like, I just knew that everybody knows. For me personally, if you know me personally, you know that whatever it takes, I'm willing to do it. I don't care if I don't have any money. I don't care if I don't have the resources. I'm gonna figure it out.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? That God has given me that. You know, God is with me, and God is gonna walk me through that. And I just know that, man, God tells me to go do something, He provides for me.
I know that's
You know what I'm saying? So to see that what's happening inside the schools at Santa Lucia's Forest Hill High School, to see what God is doing there is really cool, because it's like, man, that's a God's dream. It's not my dream.
Absolutely.
It's a God-given dream to see that, man, heaven is opening up doors for us to do great things here. It's beautiful to see the stories that are coming out of that, and the numbers, to see the hundreds of kids that are coming, you know, and it hasn't been done like that before. No one can really say they have done, you know, a ministry where 200 kids are hearing the gospel on campus. But it's cool to see what God's doing, and I'm humble, and I'm just expecting for what God's gonna do this year too. So.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And it's like, you know, you had mentioned about the stories, and it's just like, bro, the testimonies that you hear, the testimonies that these kids have recorded and put out, and you know the DMs behind it all, like, bro, like, it's so remarkable, like, you know, just like even like the little catchphrases or you know punchlines, things that we say or we talk about, you know, and it's just like for a lot of people it kind of will go over their head, but like what Young in Faith provides is because like, bro, we can speak these kids' language in a way that they don't understand, and so to hear them be like, man, bro, like, man, the way y'all said it, or you know how y'all brought it about, and it's just like it's sticking and it's working, and like, bro, you know, again, to applaud you with this platform that you know, for such a time as this, bro, it's incredible, and it's only a God thing, bro. How, you know, God brings 200 kids. Bro, I've never heard of anyone anywhere bringing Jesus in schools, bro. That's why I was like, man, when I beelined it to you at my son's school, I'm like, bro, this is incredible, man. So, man, I gotta get on this, man. So, you know, it's been an honor, bro, and it's been great, bro.
Thanks, man.
And so, bro, what can we look forward to with Young in Faith, man?
As far as like the vision plan and what we're doing,
man.
I believe this year our main focus is really focusing on really doing more content on social media, doing some more episodes, which we're building it out this year. We're doing some more work on episodes on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, really putting out great content that's going to impact more people to see, and also really focusing on these schools is kind of my main priority right now, like building a solid place for students to meet on campus, for them, even if my vision is like, even if they don't go to church, they went to church at their school. That's kind of like, that's kind of my heart behind it, because the reality is, as you know, there are a lot of amazing churches, and I'm going to continue to promote churches and all those things, but my heart is like, well, God has shown me that they're not coming to the church, so that's why we have to go out and tell the world. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm going out and I'm telling the world, you know, about Jesus, even if I have to come to your school. So their lives are getting changed on campus. So I think that's a big deal, and we're going to continue to build that out. And that's what the Lord has for me right now. And I know there's going to be more things that some things I'm not going to spill, but there's some things coming up soon. But right now, this is what it is. This is what God's put in my heart, and we're continuing to build it out.
Man. We definitely want to see some more short films coming out in the near future, man. So, but we're not gonna spill nothing, you know. That's for y'all to stay tuned, man. Make sure y'all subscribe and all that, you know. So that's good stuff, man. And I'm looking forward to whatever God is doing with you, man. And because, bro, God is definitely on you, through you, bro, and dude, you're changing lives, bro.
Thanks, bro.
You're changing lives, man, bro. And it's been such an honor to work with you, bro. And, bro, I love you, man.
I love you too, bro. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, bro. So, listen, man, make sure y'all go every platform, Young in Faith, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, follow. And make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, follow this channel. Subscribe, hit the bell notification, man. And I appreciate y'all. Yo, till next time. See you.
See you, bro.